This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Justice delayed. Victims of clergy abuse in Halifax-Yarmouth still await settlement payments 3 years later.
Apple Aid. New equipment is bringing more local apples to Nova Scotia schools and hospitals.
And slithering toward success. Acadia students swap exam stress to bond with snakes.
Rain overnight will clear as we move throughout the day on Friday with some sunshine coming in for the weekend. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. It's been more than 3 years since a class action lawsuit against the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Halifax-Yarmouth was settled for $10 million.
But dozens of victims of priest abuse have yet to be paid, even though their claims have been approved for compensation. The CBC's Richard Cuthbertson reports.
It was a secret Timothy Clark had long held, sexually abused by a priest when he was a young teen in the 1980s. In 2023, he filed a claim as part of a $10 million class action settlement involving the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Halifax-Yarmouth.
I felt the need to kind of just get it off my chest in the end. So I thought, this would be an easy and a painless methodology maybe for me to actually say something, get acknowledgement for it, and then put it behind me. But it kind of didn't work out that way.
What's not worked out? More than 3 years after his claim was accepted for $60,000, he's not been paid. He is among more than 60 victims, their claims approved, but still no money.
The more I went through it and the less information I got, the more helpless it was. It was almost like this isn't what I had envisioned when I started this process. So it kind of it drags on and it goes on.
He's not the only one with concerns. In December, another claimant wrote directly to Nova Scotia Supreme Court saying he's been given no clear explanation for the extensions. Halifax lawyer John McKigan, whose firm helped launch the class action, says there have been updates. The issue, he says, is there's a set pot of money set aside. Only when all claims are sorted out can everyone be paid.
There's no question that there's a sense of frustration out there, which I share. No question about it, because we expected this to be finished.
He says the main reason for the delays is a large number of claimants the Archdiocese has sought to interview, and some victims have been reluctant to undergo questioning. A lawyer for the Archdiocese, however, says interviews have been used sparingly, fewer than a third of cases, and have been trauma-informed. The reasons vary. Too little information on a claim form, allegations against a priest for whom there's no prior known accusations, or timelines that don't fit priest postings. There's an obligation, she says, by the Archdiocese to make certain that improper claims don't slip through, as that could mean less money for the victims. Despite the frustration, Timothy Clark says submitting a claim did help lift the guilt he had felt for 4 decades, the nagging questions of whether he could have stopped the abuse or somehow avoided it or spoken out more. Now he waits for this chapter to close. Richard Cuthbertson, CBC News, Wildville, Nova Scotia.
2 people are in custody and 1 suspect is still at large following a fatal shooting in Amherst earlier this week. Police say warrants were issued Thursday morning for the 3 people believed to be responsible for the death of 41-year-old Christopher Leggett. 56-year-old Sean Patriquin and 42-year-old Natasha Austin were arrested by the RCMP in Moncton. Police are still looking for 34-year-old Michael James Ryan of Spring Hill. All 3 have been charged with first-degree murder. Leggett was killed in a targeted shooting while walking on Prince Arthur Street on Monday night. Police say a dark-colored Subaru pulled up behind him and Leggett fell after he was shot. Police have since seized the vehicle.
A 23-year-old man has been sentenced to 4.5 years in prison for causing a crash in Hants County that killed 2 of his friends. Drake Robert Brown had admitted to drinking alcohol and using cocaine and driving more than 170 kilometers an hour on a rural highway in Windsor Forks. The crash killed his 2 rear seat passengers, 20-year-old Victoria Cousins and 20-year-old Breton Lemon. The Crown had sought 7 years in prison, while defense had argued for 2 years of house arrest.
Dalhousie University's program to unearth interest in exploratory onshore natural gas drilling has landed 7 proposals. Those proposals will now go through a screening and technical evaluation. Launched in December, the $30 million program, bankrolled by the provincial government, calls for exploratory agreements to be negotiated by May, site selections confirmed by June, and permitted exploratory drilling could begin in July. Premier Tim Houston has aggressively pushed for natural resource development as a way to generate new revenue streams.
The Nova Scotia government will expropriate 6 pieces of property it needs as part of the Mill Cove Ferry project in Bedford. The province says they are taking this step after years of negotiations with the property owner failed to yield a deal. The land along the Bedford Highway is owned by developer United Gulf. They include 2 water lots, each with an assessed value of more than $1 million. A statement from the province says the land is required for construction of 2 new terminals, an overpass to cross the CN rail cut, and 5 new high-speed ferries.
A company in Hants County has opened a new apple slicing and processing line. As Andrew Lamb reports, this will prevent apples from going to waste and help get local food into places like schools.
This new production line at the Station Food Hub Company's facility in Newport Station is turning Nova Scotia apples into apple slices. They're destined for the provincial school lunch program and places like hospitals. The executive director of the Fruit Growers Association says having fruit processing capacity like this within the province is essential.
We grow lots of fruit. Most of that fruit can be used for the fresh market, but there is always undoubtedly going to be excess fruit that can't be sold on the fresh market. And some of that fruit's in great quality and can be used for things like slices.
Some apples that are picked could be perfectly fine to eat, but may not meet the exact specifications a grocery store wants. Having local processing capacity gives growers alternative ways to make use of their fruit.
It saves our growers in terms of, and our packers in terms of shipping those fruits elsewhere, and just keeps the supply chain really local. And we've not had a strong processing industry here for the last couple of years. We lost the juice plant in Port Williams in 2022.
Nova Scotia's agriculture minister says initiatives like these help make us more resilient to global supply shocks.
Putting more local food in our institutions is the lowest hanging fruit. It's just a win-win all around. It supports our local producers. It gives them a consistent contract, consistent customer, and it helps make our food healthier as well.
Provincial funding helped with the purchase of slicing and packaging equipment for this production line. Now the Station Food Hub can process tens of thousands of servings of apples a day. And there are also opportunities for students and others to gain production experience through an associated nonprofit that operates within the same facility.
That's a place for workplace learning, experiential groups to come in, community members to come in and really learn about the life cycle of an apple, where things can go, and gain those valuable production skills so that they can go find employment elsewhere.
The province aims to have more initiatives like this apple processing line. This year, another $1 million is going towards a program that gives funding to help farmers, processors, and other groups enter the market for food in public institutions. Andrew Lamb, CBC News, Newport Station.
And now our first quick look at the weather forecast. Here's Ryan Snoddon.
Yes, another day of gray skies.
Yeah, pretty gray, cloudy, damp, and a bit of drizzle, some showers, some fog patches. Par for the course for April, I suppose. Temperatures did struggle again today. Single digits along the Atlantic coastline. We did creep into the double digits again, Cheticamp and Ganesh, and into the Annapolis Valley. Temperatures are generally going to be on the rise over the next couple days. That's the good news, and we are going to see some clearing. First, some more rain. Tonight, this system is going to track in from the west, and so periods of rain on tap as we walk you through the timeline. Note Friday morning still hanging on to some of that rain. We'll see that front sinking southward throughout the day, the winds becoming northerly, and that drier air working its way in with a few sunny breaks into the afternoon, especially for the northwest, and then high pressure taking over for Saturday. Pretty bright day. We'll see the clouds increase and some showers Sunday, but staying mild. Not in the 7-day, though. We'll talk about that coming up.
Focus on the weekend.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay,
right,
thanks so much,
Ryan.
Ryan.
Thank you.
Well, 13 charities and nonprofit organizations across Cape Breton are coming together to combat cuts to the arts and culture sector. As the CBC's Kyle Moore tells us, organizers are hoping a successful fundraiser will lessen the financial strain.
The Savoy Theatre in Glace Bay is getting ready to celebrate a milestone marking 100 years in the community, but not everyone is celebrating yet.
We're planning a big celebration year, but being punched in the stomach before it.
As part of the provincial budget cuts, the Savoy has lost $45,000 to its operating budget. Leader calls the cuts a disappointment for staff and customers.
I was mad, and then sad, sort of panicked, trying to figure out, okay, what are we going to do?
13 Cape Breton arts and culture organizations have launched a 50-50 fundraiser. They are hoping to offset lost revenue and maintain community programming.
For the 13 organizations involved, there is $531,000 that's been cut to their operating funds alone. That's not including programming costs.
Lori Burke is Executive Director for Cape Breton Centre for Craft and Design. Its gallery is home to work from more than 120 Cape Breton artists. She is hoping the fundraiser is successful to minimize the financial strain.
It would mean less staff, which means less opening time, less programs and services that we offer our community. This is a 14,000 square foot facility that we're in, so it takes more than one person to keep the doors open.
The group is hoping the fundraiser will mirror the weekly Fireman's 50-50 that continues to grow in popularity across the province.
Some of these organizations might be competition to each other. They might not be, but everyone is trying to get to the same goal and help each other.
Tickets can be purchased online, with the first draw scheduled for April 23rd. Kyle Moore, CBC News, Sydney.
Nova Scotia is expanding air pollution rules for the first time in decades. The provincial government is increasing the number of air pollutants that will be monitored and regulated to 26. That's up from 6. The province says the update will also make it easier for industries to comply with environmental laws. The new regulations will come into effect on June 1st.
Well, with exam crunch time underway, Acadia University is offering students a chance to relax.
There's the usual therapy dogs, yoga, knitting, and snakes. Francis Willick stopped by to check it out.
For most post-secondary students, exam season means studying, studying, and more studying. One Nova Scotia university is encouraging students to take a breather. Over the past few days, Acadia University in Wolfville has brought in therapy dogs and held yoga and knitting sessions. And this, de-stressing with snakes. It may seem like an unorthodox way to unwind, but students say it works. Third-year finance student Adam Vino took time out of his day to hang out with the reptiles, even when he had a final exam in 1 hour.
I was feeling pretty stressed out about this exam, so I thought, hey man, I'm gonna let a snake climb up on me, and then it's gonna offset that stress from the exam. And I don't know, it's working pretty well right now.
They're so cute. They're really calming, actually. Like, they're just adorable. Like, look at his little face and his little tongue. So cute.
For some, the appeal is not just warm fuzzies. It's more tactical.
Snakes are very determined creatures, and when it comes exam time, you gotta be like a snake, you know? So I like to come and I like to resonate with the snakes, really get in the mind of the snake so I can perform like a snake.
Pete Freckleton is the operator of For Pete's Snakes, which offers educational sessions with serpents. He acknowledges that some people may find snakes more distressing than de-stressing.
It's normal to be apprehensive. It's an alien. So, but once you get to know them and see what they really are, that they're just little animals, just the same as all other little animals, just weirdly shaped, they're actually very, very pleasant to work with.
Brittany Wenzel is the academic librarian at Acadia who arranged the first snake event at the university in 2023. She says whether students are relaxed or rattled by snakes, they're definitely a distraction.
I mean, it would take your mind off of your exams, even if you're scared of snakes, it's taking your mind off of something.
De-stressing with snakes may not be for everyone, but if it comes down to between studying for a chem final and cuddling with one of these guys, I can kind of see how they tip the scales. Francis Willick, CBC News, Wolfville.
Better you than me, Francis. All right, we're back after this short break.
Okay.
Yes.
That's not here, right?
No, that's what we want to clarify, right?
Yeah, this is Calgary from this morning.
No complaining about the rain or the drizzle,
No.
right?
What's a little dreary weather? I'm looking at that.
Right?
No shoveling here.
Yeah. That's just a little reminder of that it is April in Canada.
Could always be worse.
It could always be worse. And that air mass that's out west is going to be migrating eastward into the Great Lakes and then eventually here into the east, modified, thankfully. Not expecting to see any accumulating snow here, but wouldn't be surprised if we do see a few flakes on Monday as that air mass comes in. We're going to talk all about that with your 7-day. First, have a look at our webcam view and a beautiful shot of Parsboro this evening. Yeah, a little on the gray side, but always beautiful in the Parsboro area and across the province, of course. And again, thanks to NovaScotiaWebcams.com for this great shot. Okay, as we look at the temperatures, yeah, again, better than snow, right? 2-3 degrees, though, along parts of the Atlantic coastline in those onshore winds. Still hanging on to the double digits, Truro, Amherst, Greenwood, and into Shetticamp. And we're going to be seeing over the next few days is certainly a warm-up, though the sea impact, the winds blowing in from the shore are going to be certainly a factor over the next few days as well. There are the showers that rolled through earlier, those now moving out as we look back to the west. Here's the center of this system that's going to be tracking through overnight with the rain. It does look like 5 millimeters, maybe as much as 10 locally as that tracks through. And you can see on the other side of this front, there's the snow that's been falling across not only southern Alberta, but southern Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and now tracking into northwestern Ontario as well. And this rain pushing up through Ontario, creating more problems for places like Sudbury, North Bay, Manitoulin Island in Ontario. Just a massive snowpack on the ground from a big March storm and then rain on top. So flooding concerns across parts of Ontario. Not a good story there as the rain continues to fall for those folks. Closer to home, we are looking at temperatures for tonight in the 3 to 7 degree range. We are looking at temperatures near 3 for Cape Breton as well. That rain, as we said, will track through from west to east late evening, more so through the overnight. By the time we get to tomorrow morning, lingering clouds and showers and fog patches and drizzle. So umbrella at the ready for Friday morning. Note into the afternoon, that timeline as we walk into late afternoon and into the evening. This is where we're going to start to see some of those sun breaks. Amherst, New Glasgow, Amherst, through the valley, Yarmouth, those are going to be our best chances of seeing some sun. And I do think with this northerly flow, Cape Breton as well, we'll see some sunshine, especially on the side of the mountains like the Bredor Lakes and away from those onshore winds, Richmond County, Sydney Metro. Cautiously optimistic we'll see some breaks Port Hood back towards Shetticamp as well through the Inverness side. Looking at Antigonish near 11 degrees tomorrow, should see the potential for some sunshine there into the afternoon as well, but the best chances, as I said, are going to be back here across the northwest of the province. Halifax near 14 tomorrow, so it will be a lot milder than it was today thanks to that northerly flow. We are going to be looking at 12, 14 degrees, even 15 degrees through the valley. There's the area of high pressure that settles in for Saturday. Maybe some fog and low-level cloud early in the morning on Saturday, but turning into a nice day with a mix of sun and cloud. Note the wind, east to southeast, 6 to 10 degrees, even cooler if you're right along the water, but that's going to be the flow on Saturday. So the warmest temperatures, 13 to 16, even 17 will be here across northern areas. The valley, I think 16 is the baseline, could be even a little bit warmer than that, especially with that spring sunshine. There's the setup for Saturday night into Sunday. Moist flow coming in with that wind shifting to more straight up southerly. And so what we'll see is showers, drizzle, fog patches on Sunday. And we are going to be looking at the potential, though, the valley and back towards Cumberland County for a bit of afternoon sun. So there, temperatures could once again reach the mid to even high teens. Then that front comes through, and there it is, this cool air mass that's going to be coming in for next week. And you will notice the difference with that 7-day forecast as we see temperatures tumbling through Monday and, yes, struggling next week.
Struggling indeed.
April's only a month.
All right.
Okay, thanks, Ryan.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Ryan.
Well, a new report says farmland increased in value on PEI last year, something farmers on the island know all too well.
They say the rising cost is making it tough for them to buy more land, and it's especially tough on young farmers. The CBC's Nancy Russell reports.
A new report from Farm Credit Canada says farmland increased in value on PEI in 2025 by 8.5%. The price of farmland has gone up for the last 15 years, something young island farmers say can be hard on them.
It's quite concerning for us as young farmers, for sure. It's definitely a barrier in starting those initial investments into starting our businesses and our careers.
Suze Brower moved to PEI from Ontario in 2023, starting Eastview Dairy with help from a program for new entrants. She says that kind of support is also important when it comes to the cost of purchasing farmland.
There are various tools that we have, but yeah, overall it's concerning.
But PEI farmers say there's also some good news in the increased value of farmland.
There is confidence in the industry that people are willing to invest in the future and in land and acquiring more land.
Maynard says there's also a new trend, land that is increasing in value because it is irrigated, something that he saw recently with a land sale in Prince County.
So that adds, several $2,000 to $3,000 an acre value on top of the land value itself.
Farm Credit Canada produces a report annually on farmland values across the country and will be watching to see the potential impact of trade tariffs and market uncertainty caused by global events.
This is what we expecting, people being a bit more cautious in a way, and making sure the acquisition makes sense with their business plan.
PEI farmers say they're also keeping a close eye on the supply of agricultural land across the island and are interested in finding out more about a new land trust announced in the speech from the throne.
To preserve that farmland is very, very important. Otherwise, there's no future for us.
Farm Credit Canada reported the biggest increase was in Queens County last year. Farmland there was up 15% in 2025. Nancy Russell, CBC News, Kingston.
Coming up, some schools in Quebec are banning energy drinks, but should this become a countrywide practice? 3 Montreal area high schools are banning energy drinks being sold to students. The move follows the death of a 15-year-old who died after drinking a can of Red Bull while on an ADHD medication.
The CBC's Geneva Doso on that danger and whether energy drinks should be available in the province's schools at all.
The cafeteria at Collège Charlemagne is buzzing with conversation, and everyone is talking about one thing: the new ban on energy drinks at their school.
I just feel like there isn't enough awareness around people our age on that. So maybe banning, I think, is kind of far.
I don't think it's a bad thing, but I don't think it's a good thing.
I feel it's a good thing that it's not available in schools, because I don't think students really need it while they're receiving their education.
Collège Charlemagne is one of 3 schools in Quebec that stopped serving energy and other caffeinated drinks to students. It's a decision that was made in response to the untimely passing of Zachary Miron in 2024. The 15-year-old was in good health when he died after consuming a can of Red Bull while on ADHD medication.
I was shocked to learn that the combination of ADHD medication and caffeinated energy drinks can lead to death. I didn't know. I really didn't know. My kids didn't know. The students in general don't know.
Bowles says it motivated him to raise awareness and protect students like Edouard Harvey, who also has ADHD. He says hearing Miron's story scared him.
I did know about the dangers itself, but I did not know the extent that it can go to. I was shocked. I mean, it was a shock to see that it could happen so easily.
On top of removing the drinks, Principal Bowles says the school has invited community groups to give presentations on the dangers of energy drinks. They also created social media content geared towards students about the risks. But 15-year-old Diego Luder isn't convinced that's enough to deter young people.
I think it's kind of the same situation as vapes or cigarettes. It feels like something cool or something that, people want to do sometimes just because it's restricted.
At the provincial level, there's also hesitation for a sweeping ban on the sale of energy drinks to kids under 16. Health Minister Sonia Bélanger says awareness-raising initiatives targeting young people, parents, as well as schools are already present, and that she'll continue evaluating the next steps based on data and science. That's not enough for Bowles.
It's time to act. They acted with regards to screens in school. They've acted with regards to vaping and cigarettes. We need to act on this right now to avoid another death.
To that, Quebec's health ministry said in a statement that it recognizes it's time to take action, but legislative measures are just one of many options to address the issue. Geneva Doso, CBC News, Longueuil.
More on this, we're joined by Dr. Amanda McDonald-Green, a family physician in Windsor and president-elect of Doctors Nova Scotia. So your group has been pushing for a ban on energy drink sales to anyone under 18 for many, many years. Why are these drinks so concerning for young people in your view?
Well, I think it's concerning for all Nova Scotians, really. It's information that physicians want every Nova Scotian to be aware of in terms of the potential danger of caffeine. And I'm saying this as someone who loves her morning coffee very much. But it's really based on the amount. And so for youth in particular, we know that with smaller bodies, the effects can be more potential in children, adolescents, and young adults. And also the amounts that are being marketed in some of the energy drinks that, based on their packaging, really look like they're geared towards younger consumers, have significantly much more caffeine than we would anticipate in something like a cup of coffee, for example. And so for an adolescent who's 45 kilograms, for example, the Canadian guideline would be less than 2.5 milligrams of caffeine per kilogram per day. So that would be about 110 milligrams, where if you look at any brand of energy drink in the grocery store, it's going to have much more than that. So at least 150 milligrams. And we know when we see that many kids and teenagers are drinking these, in some cases, multiple times a day. So I think it's really important to have a conversation, and so that all Nova Scotians are aware of potential negative implications with excess caffeine.
But what are those implications? A racing heart? What comes of it when you have too much caffeine, whether it's from coffee or from these energy drinks?
So, yes, in the short term, elevated heart rate, we definitely see, as well as blood pressure, restlessness, and dehydration, particularly if the caffeinated beverage is replacing water or another beverage. These can also interact with other medications, for example, medications for ADHD or for people who may be treated for things like hypertension. So arrhythmias can occur with any caffeine use, but particularly for people on other medications. Long-term use, we know that it does contribute to bone loss, and it's important to remember that caffeine is an addictive drug.
There's also a trend of consuming the drinks with alcohol. What are the dangers with that combination?
So again, two, addictive substances. So obviously in the school setting and people under the age of 19, we don't want to be seeing that ever. But potentially the dehydration effects are really going to be more potentiated with that. Alcohol can also create arrhythmias and alterations in the heart rate. So combined together, it can be very risky for people to mix together.
And you touched on this a bit, but why do you think they're so attractive to youth? The packaging for sure, but what else?
Well, I think, oftentimes there's the energy boost that comes with it. And so we know for teens and adolescents that the amount of sleep they're getting is nationally typically at a deficit. And so it is something that makes you more awake and more alert and more energetic. But along with that, and something else I didn't mention when mentioning the side effects is the caffeine can also increase anxiety. And in a population that has the highest rates of anxiety and mental health concerns that they ever have before, caffeine, both the use of and then the crash that comes after, can exacerbate and contribute to mental health concerns, particularly anxiety. Why it's attractive, it does give a rush, and it does give that instant jolt. And the packaging, the marketing, there's a lot of sports stars that are promoting these drinks. There's a lot of commercials, and in my view, they seem to be mainly targeted towards youth.
Now, several countries, including England, Norway, Poland, have bans in place to sales around minors. Do you think this should be a Canada-wide decision rather than province by province?
I think a federal decision can often take longer. It is a decision that I think it would be reasonable to be federally. It's also something that each province, and territory, like having ownership on some of those types of decisions and making things like their own decision on drinking age and cigarettes, etc. So in terms of the how, I think it's whatever way can be done fastest, really, to protect our youth. And I do think a federal strategy would probably take longer to implement than provincially.
All right. Well, Dr. McDonald-Green, we know you're busy, so thank you very much for your time. We really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Coming up, Donald Trump says the leaders of Israel and Lebanon will meet face-to-face for the first time in 44 years.
And Russia launches its deadliest attack on Ukraine this year, killing over a dozen people. Welcome back. U.S. President Donald Trump says the Israel and Lebanon have agreed to a 10-day temporary ceasefire.
As mediators for the U.S., Iran, Israel, and Lebanon continue to talk in hopes of ending the other regional conflict against Iran. Here's Katie Nicholson with the latest.
A day that started with heavy strikes between Israel and Iranian-backed Hezbollah embedded in Lebanon, now ending in a tentative ceasefire. The U.S. president announcing on social media excellent conversations with the leaders of Lebanon and Israel, and that they have agreed that in order to achieve peace between their countries, they will formally begin a 10-day ceasefire. It kicked in at 5 Eastern time and could be extended if all parties agree. Lebanon and Israel had historic face-to-face talks earlier this week in D.C. Hezbollah didn't have a seat at the table and said at the time it wouldn't abide by any deal. The U.S. president says he is confident the militia group will stick to this ceasefire.
I think they will. I think it's going to be, actually, it's very exciting.
Trump also signaled he's open to extending the current ceasefire between the U.S. and Iran, which expires in a week, though he said he didn't think it would be necessary. Trump said more face-to-face talks could happen this weekend, and the U.S. is close to a deal with Iran.
So very important is that Iran does not have a nuclear weapon, and they've agreed to that. Iran's agreed to that, and they've agreed to it very powerfully. They've agreed to give us back the nuclear dust that's way underground because of the attack we made with the B-2 bombers. So we have a lot of agreement with Iran.
The president has said dozens of times over the last 7 weeks that an end to the conflict is near, but the U.S. blockade targeting Iranian ships, Iran's ports, and ships bringing material in and out of Iran may have given them another tool to apply pressure at the bargaining table. If talks fail, the Pentagon again threatened to resume military action.
If Iran chooses poorly, then they will have a blockade and bombs dropping on infrastructure, power, and energy.
The Pentagon says the blockade is holding. More than a dozen ships have turned around, and it isn't confined to the Middle East. If U.S. forces encounter a vessel helping Iran anywhere in international waters, they say they will pursue. Katie Nicholson, CBC News, Washington.
Russia has unleashed its deadliest attack of the year on Ukraine. Hundreds of drones and dozens of missiles hammered mostly civilian areas of the country, killing at least 16 people and wounding more than 100 others. The CBC's Crystal Gumansing has more on the hours-long attacks.
As Ukrainians cleaned up from a destructive and deadly night, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky accepted a Freedom Fighter Award. More than a dozen people died as a result of the Russian strikes. Waves of drones and missiles were launched Wednesday evening, with attacks continuing into the early morning hours Thursday. In the capital, Kyiv, Vitaly Klitschko, the mayor, said a 12-year-old boy was among those killed. Efforts were made to take out the threats with air defenses, but not all of the attempts were successful. Frantic images were captured by Ukrainian police officials when emergency services at one scene had to run for cover when another strike occurred in what is often referred to as a double tap. Ukrainians spoke of their continued frustrations and their fears.
Просто страшно все. За нашу країну і за наше все. За людей. Шкода діток. Людей сьогодні ж багато загинувших. І дітки є загинувші. Дуже шкода.
The capital was just one of several locations hit. Odessa, the port city in the south, also saw deadly strikes. Dnipro in the east was also hit. Ukraine has been fighting to defend its territorial sovereignty against Russian forces who launched the full-scale invasion in 2022.
Dozens of people have been injured, and sadly, so sadly, there are also lives lost in Odessa, Kiev, in Dnipro. Just ordinary people, children, civilians killed by Russian madness.
Ukraine's president again called on allies to help provide timely delivery of promised weapons and munitions. Crystal Gumansing, CBC News, London.
CBC News has new details about a cross-border gun smuggling scheme. Weapons brought in from the U.S. have now been linked to 10 crime scenes across 2 provinces, including a brazen shootout in Toronto that was caught on camera. Thomas Dagler reports.
Late one night in a Toronto recording studio, partygoers were captured on video flaunting an arsenal of firearms. A dangerous scene soon leading to a wild shootout, with nearly 100 rounds fired out in the open. Now CBC News has learned at least one of the weapons recovered was traced to a smuggler whose handguns were found at 10 crime scenes across Ontario and Quebec.
He was making multiple weapon purchases in a very short period of time that he then transported up to Canada.
Former Florida trucker Erhun John Eyre this month was handed a U.S. prison sentence after admitting in a plea agreement to moving guns across the border for $1,000 each. Weapons including a pistol later seized by police in Hamilton the day Tobina Obiaga was shot and killed. Another Glock recovered in a Thunder Bay drug trafficking investigation, and then there was that brazen gunfight in Toronto.
I'd love to say this is an isolated incident, but the reality is guns are coming over the border in so high numbers.
Welcome to High Noon Guns.
Eyre legally bought more than 24 firearms from Florida retailers like this one, apparently using this electric grinder to obliterate the serial numbers and keeping a handwritten record of money he's owed in Canadian dollars.
If you look at the reason why people are buying guns here and smuggling them into Canada, it's money.
Toronto police say among crime guns seized last year, then traced, 86% came from the U.S., leading some to call for stronger measures at the border.
There's a real strong likelihood that we're catching not a great percentage of them.
Among the guns acquired by that Florida trucker, several wound up here in the Toronto area. 18 of the firearms smuggled into Canada have never been recovered. Thomas Dagg, CBC News, Toronto.
Canada Post has announced it will start winding down home delivery later this year. It's beginning talks with 13 communities across the country to convert their door-to-door services to neighborhood mailboxes. Canada Post says the move is part of a 5-year transformation plan and will affect 4 million addresses that still get home mail delivery. Last year, the Crown Corporation said it was effectively insolvent, and the federal government called for sweeping changes to ensure its survival.
They flew further from Earth than any other human, and a week after their return, it sure seems like the crew of the Artemis II mission is still on cloud 9. The 4 astronauts, including Canadian Jeremy Hansen, held their first news conference since their trip around the moon. The CBC's Sarah Levitt reports.
After a 9-day, 1 hour, 32-minute and 15-second historic trip around the moon, the crew of Artemis II are settling back at Earth, but it has not been quiet for them. That included, for the first time since splashdown, taking questions from journalists at NASA's headquarters in Houston, but they also took some questions from here, the Canadian Space Agency headquarters just outside of Montreal. You spoke in your post-splashdown remarks about gratitude, joy, and love. And I know Reid had said that there hasn't been a lot that has sunk in yet, but I wondered if there were other emotions that have come to you since seeing Earth the way you did, since seeing the moon.
I've found it really refreshing to find out how people have followed the mission and been creative with the mission, and there's lots of funny stuff online, and that really resonates with me a lot. And it just reinforces something I already knew, but humans are just great people in general.
The work for the Artemis II crew is far from over. The past week, they've gone through a barrage of medical testing, blood tests, urine samples, MRIs to make sure everything is good with them. Of course, here at the Canadian Space Agency, all eyes were on Jeremy Hansen, who was on board, as well as his backup Canadian astronaut, Jenny Gibbons. And this trip really marked a milestone in Canadian space exploration.
This historic landmark mission for Canada was made possible by decades
of strategic investments and contributions to international projects. So really, it encourages everyone to continue in that direction, secure future missions of that nature.
This particular trip just part of a larger mission, of course, so that work and research ongoing with the eventual goal of sending astronauts back onto the moon. Sarah Levitt, CBC News, Longueuil, Quebec.
Canada's main stock index finished in negative territory, weighed down by losses in the consumer non-cyclicals sector, while U.S. markets gained some ground. We'll take a quick look at the numbers as we head to commercial break. All right, not necessarily the prettiest weather that we're having these last little while, but hey, it's picture time on the show.
Yes, something to shake off the gray, maybe?
Yeah, signs,
okay.
Again, we're still looking for signs of spring,
Okay.
and I'll admit that I'm pretty straightforward on this show. I'll admit that the inbox, there's been like a trickling now.
Okay.
It was an influx earlier a few weeks ago when the sun was out.
Yeah.
This week's been
Less
a
scenic now,
little
maybe?
tougher,
Yeah.
for sure. But folks are still contributing. Have a look at today's entry. We're going to go zoom in on Dartmouth. And yes, indeed, that is rhubarb.
Okay.
Oh,
the rhubarb's
very
coming
nice.
up.
That's
that
encouraging.
Is a really
Yes.
good sign of
Okay.
spring. Rhubarb's
Yes.
very tough, like hardy.
Absolutely it is. So Susan, thank you so much for this, and look forward to the strawberry rhubarb pie.
Ooh, yeah. Send it on down.
Exactly. One of my favorites for sure. As we look at the outlook here for tomorrow, little better, that's for sure. A lot better, in fact, when we look at those temperatures. More of a widespread 10 to 14, 15 degrees across the province. So looking pretty good indeed. Even with those northerly winds, it is going to be definitely an improvement. Now for Saturday, those mildest temperatures are going to be towards northern areas of the province, and looks like that east to southeast flow will just keep temperatures in the 6 to 10 range generally. But if you're right along the Atlantic coastline, then obviously it is going to be cooler on Saturday in those east to southeast winds. Looking at Sunday, it's going to be, I think, temperatures ranging between around 13 to 16 and 17 degrees. Here's the how it all plays out. So there's the wet weather tonight. There's the area of high pressure coming in for Saturday, bringing us that sun-cloud mix. And then for Sunday, that next frontal boundary starting to approach. Lots of moisture ahead of the front, so showers, fog patches, some drizzle, and then those steadier rains. Not until Sunday night, and then that system will clear away on Monday. Behind that system is that same air mass bringing the snow to folks out west. Thankfully, it will be modified somewhat by the time it gets here.
We should hope so. Okay, thanks, Ryan. Well, as temperatures begin to rise across North America, melting snow piles are uncovering hidden items from throughout the winter, including entire cars.
Here, you can see the vehicles belonging to the city of Somerville, Massachusetts, buried under meters-high snowbanks. The city experienced back-to-back extreme snowfalls this winter and decided to leave the snow-stuck cars rather than divert resources to remove them.
Officials said the 6 stranded vehicles were inoperable and awaiting disposal anyways, so burying them felt like their best choice. I swear I parked it right here.
Right where I thought I put it.
Whoops.
All right, that's it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
Good night.